Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Baba. Oh, hold on. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to my baby.
Okay. Happy birthday
Whoa.
to you. I moved over here so beautiful. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Baba. Happy birthday.
Whoa.
Ah! Cha, cha, cha.
Mommy.
Probably. Yeah.
We don't need her toy anymore.
What did you say? What was wrong with? Does he have a rash again or something?
Woo! You like that? Whoa.
Chad, don't bump into me.
I won't, I promise.
You're good at that.
Going down?
You like that?
No, you don't want down?
No, he wants to ride.
You gonna keep riding? Where do you want
Even though we didn't make his special invitation because I had this certain thing in mind. But he loved all you kids and all you grandkids and great grandkids. And he was always so proud of each and every one of you. And to him, this is what counts, family. And if you have faith in God and know that He's in heaven, it's what counts. Thank you.
I just wanted to say. This is a really weird place to start, but he told us a story the whole time we grew up that I've never forgotten. He was a kid playing basketball next door where Moon and Papa lived, and playing basketball, and he went up for a shot, and somebody came up underneath his chin, and he bit his tongue in half. I know that's so gross, but I always remember that story because then he said he had to have his tongue stitched with no painkiller. And I think he probably told me that story 500 times through my life. And I think it just showed that he had stamina. He had guts. He had, I can get through anything.
I think he felt that one.
So, and then the next thing that always makes me think of him is Trainer Industries when the union took over, or was trying to take over, and it was awful, and we were little kids. I think I was in 5th grade, so however old everybody else was. Yeah, it was hard, and it was a hard time in his business, and he would come home at night and be upset, and we knew that, but we were little, so you can't process it too much. And he got such a bad headache that night that they had to call. The doctor actually came to Mom and Dad's house. I think it was Dr. Bill.
Province Bill.
Dr. Bill Province came to our house, and Dad was in the bedroom, and I'd never seen my dad cry before. So then you just thought, man, that's the first time he might not get through something. that one shot didn't do it for him.
No.
They had to give him 2 knockout shots. Or
He
3.
kept coming back every 2 or 3 hours.
It was awful. That was the night I remember going into my room and praying, God, if you'll just take that headache away from him and give it to me, I'll take it. I've had migraine headaches ever since. Thanks, Dad. And I told him that a million times.
You picked the prayer.
In the years after that, I said, I wished it on myself every time he'd say, I hate it that you're getting those. And I said, well, I think I wished it on myself. The other thing I just can't ever forget is his one saying that he repeated to me millions of times was, I'd rather pay you now than owe you later. Never, never leave a debt unsettled. And he didn't. He was amazing.
No,
He did what he wanted to do. He was always clear on what the right road was. And he always traveled it. He never, and everybody that knew him knew that about him. So he was trustworthy, and friends knew that. There was never any gray area. You should always do the right thing, and make your yes be yes, and make your no be no. And he lived that life. And then the last thing is, he came back to life one time and told us he never wanted to do that again. And Johnny and I were there to see that. But I don't think it was until Cindy's plane landed that day and she got to the hospital and took charge of everything that all of us knew it was going to be okay. Because she made sure the doctors and nurses knew what was up and what was happening next, and she calmed us all, I think. And so
not them.
so I'm pretty sure Cindy was there for the second time, and she wasn't letting him go that time. She was like, now it's my turn, Dad. You get to do it. So that's where she is. And the last thing he told me was, get Mom into helpful living and take care of your families. So in the end, that's what he cared about, was all of us. That we take care of our families.
He always worried about all of you. Does anybody else have something to add?
All I can say is I will never hear a jazz song that I won't think of Bob, especially a Pete Fountain song. I know how much he loved the music. He's a very humble man, a very simple man. He lived a very truthful life and a very stand-up guy. He loved babies, especially. He loved kids, even you crazy kids over there. He loved. And he always had peppermints for everybody. That'd always be my memories of him.
I love babies. I do.
Maybe that's where you got it.
Does anybody want to say anything? They can if they want to.
I was trying to think of a funny story to lighten things up a little bit. No, one thing I could think about on with Bob would be how much he loved my driving habits when Bill and John and I took a little trip to the Reds game one time. and I think I was driving, and I don't know, I'm a pretty good driver. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I might have fallen asleep.
I'm an excellent driver.
But
You fell asleep.
I never saw your dad, get so. He wasn't upset. We just gave me the look several times. Like, seriously, you're gonna pull in that lane?
Mommy,
And then one time we were coming back from someplace, and I went up an on ramp.
I want
Sorry,
this.
went up an off ramp with him in the car and me.
I
I
want
was behind me or
nachos.
something. I can't remember. Yeah, so I don't know what it was. I guess he just got me
But you're a pretty good driver.
muffled.
You're
Yeah.
a good driver.
You don't
Got me muffled.
remember though.
Don't step on
The
that,
first
okay?
time you ever came to your house and he met you with your scape salmon and gun, he had some doubts. Now, at that point,
I
he
can-
didn't know you.
Share the doubts. He wrote them down. They're in a
Are
lockbox.
they? I'm not so sure about this dude that Debbie wrote over.
But
Yeah.
he didn't end up having it.
Tell him not to do that.
Just your driver.
I always remember one thing that he taught me that I probably live with today was he used to go. Grandma and Grandpa used to come over for New Year's or Christmas Eve dinner, and at the end of dinner or even before dinner, we would go to church, and we would listen to the whole church service, and I hated it, every second of it. There's nothing I liked about it. And I remember sitting next to Grandpa one year, and I was so just done with it, and he could tell, and he looked over at me and goes, "You don't have to like it. I don't like it. You just have to understand the message that they're trying to tell you." And so ever since then, I always realized I don't have to like all the music or anything as long as you understand the message that they're trying to give you.
That's cool.
So that was one thing that stuck with me forever and ever.
Somebody would make Costello to join us.
I know, right? One of my favorite stories is when I watched him spank Mandy for the first time ever. Because Mandy jumped back and forth across the bed.
Sure, I told him he wasn't allowed to do that.
Yeah. And then Allie ran around saying, "You can't spank my sister. You're not her dad."
I tried.
It was funny.
See? Always help your
And the
sister.
love though, did it?
No, it didn't. I just never saw Grandpa spank anybody. And never saw a kid run around.
The funny story I remember is I always remember how like witty he always was, forever, just always witty and on it. And when Josh's friend or Rob's friend wanted to get in a fudge packing job, and there's the new fudge factory in town, and you thought that there'd be some openings for their friend if they wanted to apply. And then his famous line was, "Now damn it, Jody, I don't think they're talking about that kind of fudge pack." That's a line I'll always remember.
That was good.
Good as well as bad.
I think my favorite, which just goes back to how excited he would get for all of our cross-country meets and races, and just knowing he would, just like Mom and Dad and everybody would be, but he would be out there ready for the races, and he'd be set up at certain points, and he would track the course, and he could make it to this point to cheer you on at this point, and he'd have every split down. And then just not too long ago when Debbie sent me, and he had all my splits for all my races with everybody and all my competition and where I stood among them, and he had it all charted out for me. And he was always, it just goes for loving the kids and loving
Yeah, he had
family, but
and it was built for, and still carried it.
And bring home a winner.
yep. So that's definitely my takeaway.
Liked that I was his favorite grandchild.
Even though he spanked you?
Yeah. But also the one that he took to special lunches at the country club. Hey!
Dang.
I did. I got to go to special lunches at the country club.
That's for the special ed class.
Lunches at the country
They used to take me on a special lunch to Hillview Country Club.
Even though you got spanked?
Even though I got spanked. I had more good days than bad.
Yeah. Everybody can be bad once or twice, but you have to learn.
Sometimes it happens more, doesn't it, Ainsley?
Watch out.
Landry, don't step there, please.
Okay,
Landry.
are we ready?
As far as I know, I mean,
Shall we say a prayer together?
Okay.
Oh, that's too hard with the kids.
Oh, no, it's not. We do it at dinner every night.
Grab your sister's hand.
Father God, thank you so much for the life of Bob Tranter, our dad and grandfather and great-grandfather and husband. And he lived a great life, God. He was always a Christian at heart. He loved you. He tried to live his life to your liking. We're just thankful that we know that his body is free, that he feels good, that he's reunited with you, and with so many people that he loved. He was such a sentimental guy. And we're just couldn't be happier that we are the lucky people that have a father that we know where he went. We don't have to consider or reconsider. It's a done deal. So we just praise you, God, and thank you, and hope that each of us can live lives that you would be thankful and appreciative of, and that Dad would too, and that we can all be reunited in one place someday. Amen.
Amen.
Turn on to some moves again.
I'm all done.
You're all done.
I
don't think that's what again.
Oh. She wants me to put it in her.
You want it in here, baby?
What'd you think you did? Which one?
This is magical too. Tyler. Oh my gosh. Where's that? Did I just,
teeny tiny.
where did you put that trash? Oh, I was gonna, she wants to spit out her candy.
They will very yes, but I'm gonna get back with the guy once we're done.
Thank you.
Where's that?
We're big fans of hand-me-downs.
I see it.
Ayla, you cannot stand on the green thing.
You see a bee
That
landing?
concludes our service for today.
You can return to your cars.